to like 2008, they were just giving properties away. It was fake money, even more fake than the money we have now, so-called money we have now, in a sense that it's kind of like, say, Miriam, you don't have, say hypothetically, just for example, you don't have anything to give me, but I just give you a house. And Chris, you have some things to give me, but I just give you a house, hypothetically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even giving me any money at all. So that was what was going on in early 2000s. Now what's going on is, you, Miriam, you're able to give me a lot of money because you have a lot of money. And Chris, you're also able to give me a lot of money because you have a lot of money. But the money you got it from the government or your business or whatever, because there's a lot of money out here. They done printed more money in the past few years than all the money they printed in history. So instead of just giving people property like they were doing in early 2000s, now they're giving you the money to go buy the property, which they're actually giving you the money to go buy the properties from them. Okay, so they're loading up on money and then taking that money that actually they're giving people money to buy houses. That's why all this pushes buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, right? So all this pushes buy a house, buy a house, buy a house. And what people are doing is they're buying all these houses. Okay. And again, with them buying all the houses from these big banks and all that type of stuff, hey Amber, the money that they're receiving, they are basically taking this money and buying up all the land. Okay, they are taking the money and buying all the land and telling people to buy houses. Okay, is the okey doke switcheroo starting to make sense to y'all? Okay, and a lot of people are gonna get stuck in these houses. Okay, which a lot of these houses don't even have that much land, not even that much of a backyard. Okay, and these houses carry a lot of tax. A lot of people are already losing houses because of the taxes that they have to pay. All right, because of the taxes that they have to pay, a lot of people are already losing these houses. So this is why, see, I follow what the rich people do, what the super rich, the wealthy, the Donald Trump, the Bill Gates, the BlackRock companies. I follow everything that they do. Okay, they're not going to tell you. They're going to tell you, but they're not going to really broadcast it. What they're going to broadcast to people is buy a house, get a job, go to college. Okay, they're not going to really push get a business. Okay, they're going to push all the other impure and immoral things. They're going to push toxic rap music, toxic rock music, all the toxic musics. They're going to push anything toxic, anything to keep people distracted, anything to keep people from obtaining true wealth and gaining true knowledge. They are going to push that on you. Okay, while they are gaining all the real wealth, they are gaining all the real esoteric knowledge. Okay, they're gonna put religion on you. Okay, and they're gonna teach their offsprings and their family members and friends esoteric knowledge. Okay, they're gonna show you where the religion came from. All right, but they're just gonna give you the religion. They're gonna give you the baby down, watered down system, while they practice the real esoteric stuff. Okay, they're just gonna tell you be fruitful and multiply. You know, they're gonna tell you do good to your brother. They're gonna give you the baby stuff. Okay, they're gonna talk to you like a baby. The deep things, okay, as to why you need to be fruitful and multiply, because the way the universe works is if you are not multiplying, the universe is going to take from you. Did y'all know that? I mean, even the Bible tell you that with the story about the stewards and the master. The master gave this steward this, that steward that, that steward that. And I think all the stewards did good except for one or two. And the one or two that did not do good, The master took from them and gave it to the ones that did do good. This is why it's imperative to multiply. If you get $1, you need to turn it into $2, even $1.25, even $1.05. If the creator balance universe give you a husband and wife, you need to have offsprings. You need to have babies. Okay? If you get land, you need to buy more land. You need to plant trees on the land, food on the land. Everything you have, the creator balance universe give you is to multiply it. It's not for you to sit there and twiddle your thumbs with it. Okay? It's not for you to just have a sex partner. Okay? You're supposed to serve each other and multiply it. The land is not for you to sit there and just put grass on the land. Everybody just got grass on their land. You're supposed to use the land to grow food, okay? Even grow trees to make houses, all right? It's just like a car, a house, anything that sits, it dilapidates, right? If you take a brand new car, let it sit for 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, it's going to be worth nothing, okay? This is how we have to, in our lives, we have to keep moving. Okay, we have to keep moving. All right, this is just basic esoteric knowledge. All right, but anyhow, what I want you guys to do is to get in a certain mindset of multiplying. Okay, now you say, Dragon, I don't even have nothing to start, nowhere to start multiplying. How do I even start multiplying when I don't even have anything to start? Okay. You have to work together. People, we have to learn to work together. This is how the rich do it. You think Walmart is where it's at because of one person? Walmart is where it's at because of millions of people investing in the stock market, millions of people buying shares in Walmart. Not just the people that sit on the board, not just Sam Walmart and his family. Millions of people gave millions of dollars. They let a $5, $10. They let the pensions. They let the 401ks to Walmart, to Amazon, to Apple Computer, to Microsoft, to all these companies. And that's how these companies are so rich and successful. Us right here, right now, it's 6 of us right now, plus those watching on YouTube. Us right here, we are a company. We can be the next Walmart, the next Amazon, the next anything that we put our minds to, but we have to learn to work together. We are not outnumbered. We are just out organized. That's all it is. We are out organized. People refuse to work together. Okay? Now, with that, it comes risk, but everything is a risk. As long as you get up in the rising, you are taking a risk. When you lay down in your bed at night, you are taking a risk. A bullet could come through your window and shoot anybody right there while they're resting. I say the example all the time. We all do it. We sleep with people, unprotected sex. We don't know what people have. Even if that's your husband, your wife, you don't know if they just slept with Joe Schmo an hour ago. They don't even have to sleep with nobody. You don't know what happened an hour ago that they caught something. Like this thing that was going around in 2020. A lot of people caught that. Okay? So everything that is happening to us, we are taking a risk. Everything in life is a risk. When you buy stocks on the stock market, you are taking a risk. You might put $1,000 in a stock market and lose it and not even think nothing of it. It's going to hurt, but not even think nothing of it. Why not take that $1,000 and actually buy something that is going to provide a somewhere for you to live, provide food for you to eat? The 2 basic things you need somewhere to live, somewhere to rest, and you need somewhere to store your belongings, your property, and your food. This everybody needs somewhere to live and food to eat. Okay, the stock market could crash, anything can happen. You need somewhere to live and food to eat. Okay, you cannot be out here just out here. I don't care if you live on the street, you live somewhere. I don't care if you get food from a food pantry. You eat food every day. Every day we all eat food. Am I right or wrong? And every day you have to lay down and rest somewhere. I don't care if it's on a street corner. Somebody own that street corner. Why you can't own that street corner? Okay? So basically, now that we have the mindset that yes, I need somewhere to live and I need some food to eat, how do we do this if we have nothing or minimum? We have to do it as a group. We have to do it as a group. Okay? I made a post, I made a post the other day, and God, I'm trying to remember it. It basically said that we have to stop hanging around and being around small-minded people or people that don't want to work with other people. Now we have to start working with people that want to work with other people. We have to start raising our vibration in a way that we attract other people that want to work with other people legitimately, morally, okay? We have to stop attracting people that are selfish and only want for themselves, okay? Everything we attract has to be for producing, multiplying, okay? So even the people in our lives, we have to attract people that want to produce and multiply, not just give us babies, but produce in every way, okay? Now, as far as the numbers go like this. We are looking to buy land that's either 1,000 to 3,000, at most $5,000 cash, okay, or up to 10,000 owner financing, up to 10,000 owner financing, and an average of 10 people per property, an average of 10 people per property. Now, some people might not vibe with other people. Oh, I don't like her, I don't like him, I'm not going to jump on that deal. That's fine. Because altogether, we're looking at 15 properties, maybe more, okay? It might only be 2 people on this deal, 15 people on the other deal, 18 people on the other deal, back to 5 people on this deal, okay? So basically, everything is not set in stone, but this is just a general idea, okay? This is just a general idea, all right? What is set in stone is that we are buying them owner financing or cash. We're not using any banks or anything like that. What is set in stone is everybody need to come to the table with at least $100. $100. Obviously, if we buy something for $5,000 and it's 10 people, everybody need $500. Okay, but if we buy something for $1,000 and it's average 10 people, everybody just need $10. Okay, but the minimum is $1,000. Even if the down payment is $500, $200, $0, we still gonna throw $1,000 at them and just make the $1,000 work as advance payments. Because one of the things I want to do is, if we are doing the owner financing, the money that we give up front is gonna also be not just serve as a down payment, but it's gonna serve as up to 3 months in advance payment. That way, if there's any schism in the body, if anybody's having any issue or we're having any issue as a group, we at least have 3 months to figure it out before another payment is due. But we're not gonna, as long as everything is flowing right, we're not gonna wait 3 months to make a payment. As soon as we put that down payment, and we set it up that, okay, this is the down payment and the rest of this is for 3 months in advance payments, we're still going to be making our payment the next month, back to back to back. If we could make a payment, if everybody say, okay, sure, I got my money, boom, we'll go make another payment the next or the next couple weeks, whatever. Because the sooner we pay the property off is the better, right? So these are the numbers. These are the numbers and a little bit of the logistics. We are going to put the properties in a trust. Everything is in a trust. So don't worry if you got judgments, liens, bad credit, child support. Don't worry. You are going to be a beneficiary of the trust, which makes you the owner of the property. We're going to have a trustee. We're going to have grantors, and we're going to set everything up through a lawyer, so everything is legit. Okay, it's only going to cost maybe $300, $400, $500. All right. So that's how the ownership part is going to go. All right. We're going to set up our bylaws where we, any issues, this is how we handle it. Somebody don't have their money, how much time they have to get their money together before we, take them off the property, and everybody have to have an emergency contact in case anything happened to you. Your beneficiary will take over the property. If they can't take it over, they basically lose the position. All that type of stuff we have to discuss, okay? But we can't discuss it here. That's something we do in private for each property, okay? So that's how we are planning to set this up, and we want to move fast. I already found 2 properties in Florida. Y'all already know the properties that I target are properties that you can camp on, RV on, all that basic stuff, because that is where the market is right now. That is where it's at. People want off-grid property, off-grid land, okay? And y'all that been my students, y'all know how to do the due diligence already. We are starting fresh, okay? About every 3-4 months, we start fresh. So tonight, we are going to talk about the first thing we need to do. There's 5 things. 5 contracts we have to have, and every deal we do is 5 contracts, okay? When you buy a house, you need verification of rent, verification of employment, verification of W-2, verification that you have a bank account. You need sometimes a co-signer, husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, sister, brother. You need 2 years of W-2s. I probably said that already. You need IRS statements. You need a offer letter. You need inspections. It's like 10 things you need. Okay, when you now you have to go beg the bank. Okay. When you rent a house, rent an apartment, you got to fill out an application. You got to have good credit, or you got to go beg for Section 8 and food stamps. You got to have a background check. There's so many things in renting. That's why I don't understand why people even go through the renting process, because when you are buying property, owner financing, you only need 5 things. 5 things. Okay, you need to make an offer on the property. It's called an offer contract. If the seller agrees to the offer, you go and make a purchase contract. Okay, a purchase contract is just saying that the seller agreed to sell you the property. Okay, then once the seller agrees to sell you the property and you agree to buy the property, you make a promissory note contract. A promissory note contract is basically a mortgage contract. It's a detailed out paper saying everything that you guys agreed to, all the terms that you guys agreed to. Then you need a trust contract. A trust contract is a contract between you, the beneficiary, the real owner of the property, and the trustee, which the trustee is going to be your representative in the public, okay? And it's detailing all the duties of the trustee, and it's detailing that you are the rightful owner, okay? And we go over this in the mastermind. You guys need to get in the mastermind, 754-229-0940 if you're not in already, okay? Then you need to have a deed. A deed or a title is a contract between the owner or the trust and the public, putting the public on notice that I am the owner or the trust is the owner of the property. Everything is a contract. When I take out $1 out my pocket and I hand it to the clerk at the store, I just handed the clerk a contract. The clerk now understands and overstands they must give me the goods or services, okay, if they have not already. If the clerk or the server or the mechanic or the whoever provide the goods or the services first, I just signed a contract. Okay, when you walk in a restaurant and you eat that food and it's so good, you just signed a contract when you start eating that food. Okay? You just signed a contract. Now you have, when you finish eating, you have to go pay that, put that paper out there or that card, slide that card. Okay? Everything is a contract. Sometimes a woman, you sit down and have dinner with a man, that man is expecting something after he done bought you dinner. It's like an unwritten contract. Okay? Sometimes a woman lay down and give you some loving. She expecting you to pay a couple bills. You know, you spending a night in her house every night. She expect you to pay a couple bills. Okay? So sometimes there are contracts that are unspoken. But everything is a contract. When you rise up in the rising every day, you're telling the universe you want to push, you want to try. Thank you, universe, for getting me up this rising so I can get up and produce. When you just lay in your bed or sit on a couch doing nothing, not producing anything, okay, you are basically telling the universe you don't want to produce. Okay? And the universe, trust me, is going to give resources and whatever to somebody else so they can produce. Okay? Even if you're sitting there, I sit there a lot of times, but my mind is going, I am producing. I am thinking of a system, how I could buy a property, a house, and rent it out. Okay? I'm thinking about how to produce. So I'm not just saying, oh, you know, you're sitting there, you're not doing nothing for people that just sit there. No, I'm saying you have to be constantly moving in your body or your mind, producing. Okay? So we're going to go over the first one. Once you located a property, you need to make an offer on the property. You need to make an offer on the property. Okay, I'm going to write it. I'm going to write it because I got a couple things going on. Hold on, let me write it. Instead of screen sharing, I'm just going to write it out for you guys. When you are making an offer on a property, the address of the property is 258 Garner Street. Garner Street, right? For example, right? 258 Garner Street. It's 0.65 acres, okay? It's owned by Mr. Blue, okay? And we like the property. All right. We haven't even contacted them yet, right? They may have a price out there. They may not have a price out there. But we have a number in our head that we want to present this number, which is called a offer. Okay? We figure from doing our due diligence, and you got to get in a mastermind to learn how to do your due diligence. We figure this property is worth about $5,800. Okay, $5,800. Meaning, if we had 5,800 cash, or anybody had 5,800 cash, that would be a fair market value. That would be something that is fair to give to the seller. Okay, now it might be circumstances where the seller needs to close tomorrow, or they're desperate, or they're called a motivated seller, and they say, listen, my property is worth 5,800, or hey, your property is worth 5,800, but the seller might say, give me 3,000, or you, the buyer, might say, I'll give you 3,000 and I'll close fast, no questions asked. Okay, or it might be a lot of people that want the property. Okay, in the first scenario, maybe nobody want the property. It's been sitting on the market for 5 years. Nobody want it. So you could come in and buy this $5,800 property for $3,000, $2,000, $1,000, $4,000, whatever. But in a market where everybody want the property, okay, which is called a seller's market, where nobody wants the property, it's called a buyer's market. Okay, in a market where everybody want the property, this 5,800 could turn into 7,000, 8,000, because everybody want the property. So now we have to figure out, hey, is it going to be a lot of people wanting this property, or does nobody want this property, right? So we're going to go with the worst case scenario. Everybody want the property. Okay. And not even that. We really love to have the property. We already did our due diligence, and we really, really, really would love to have the property. So now, how are we going to purchase this property with little or no money? How are we going to do it? We have to do what's called finessing. We do it all the time. When we trying to date somebody, when we trying to buy something, we finesse. Okay? We say 5,800 is what this property is worth. In about 20 years, we already know, based on what we are going to do with the property, this property is probably going to be worth 50,800, maybe 500,800, but 100% it's going to be worth more than what it's worth now. Maybe not even 20 years, maybe in 50 years, maybe in 5 years. It doesn't matter. The price of the real estate is going to go up. Now, obviously, we don't want to pay $50,000 for something that we can buy right now cash for $5,800. But just like when you go to the bank, you buy a house for $269,000 today. In 30 years, that house is gonna be worth somewhere around 669 or 39,000. Okay. All right, y'all follow me? It's the same with land. In 30 years, that $5,800 property is gonna be worth 15,000. All right. So the rule is, you wanna make an offer of 2 times or 3 times what the property is currently valued at, fair market value. So now we take out our calculator and we figure we can make a maximum offer of say $17,000. Okay, y'all see that? It's kind of gonna be hard to see. Y'all just follow me. It's kind of gonna be hard to see, right? Why we don't care that we paying $17,000 for a property that we can buy right now for 5,800? Because we already know in 5, 10, 15, 30 years it's gonna be worth over $17,000. Not to mention the residual income we are going to be generating off the property. Not to mention we are going to be living on the property if we choose, or giving it to our loved ones or offsprings to live on the property. So we don't even care. People throwing away money in rent and don't care. People are buying clothes, shoes, cigarettes, weed, throwing away money and don't care. So why do you care that you're throwing extra money at a property that you can buy right now for half or a third of the price? What do you care? You're paying more than what you can buy it for right now. You do spend money on stupid stuff anyway. Why not throw that money at something that is going to actually be worth something? Okay? So now what you do with that 17,000 is you throw that number at them. Look, this property is fair market value 5,800. I'm going to give you 17,000. They're going to say, "What? You want to give me 17,000? What's the catch?" Well, Mr. Blue, the catch is, would it be too much to ask? And this is how you ask it. Would it be too much to ask if you hold the note? If you become the bank? If you owner finances property to me for X amount of years at X amount per week, per month, per year, would that be too much to ask? Now, the etymology of that is, if I ask you, can you give me a jump start on my car? You know, average person, whatever, they might say yes or no, right? Whereas if you ask, would it be too much to ask if you give me a jump start on my car? They automatically gonna go like, no, that's not too much. You know what I'm saying? So you almost force the person in a position where they automatically gonna answer in your favor. Okay, you almost push the person in a position where they're gonna answer in your favor. You're gonna get more of an answer that you want by asking any question. Any question you ask, always ask it in the reverse. Would it be too much to ask? Can I borrow your phone? Would it be too much to ask for $5? Would it be too much to ask for you to become the bank? Honey, would it be too much to ask for some loving tonight? They're going to look at you like, what? No, baby, come take this. Ain't too much. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of use some psychology, all right? Some finessing psychology, all right? So they agreed to entertain you. They didn't say yes or no, but they agreed to entertain you, entertain this whole deal. Now here comes the master plan, the mastermind. You have to construct about 3 to 10, okay? 3 to 10, really 3, 6, or 9. 9 is the number of completion. I say 10 because 10 is new beginnings. 10 is a 1, new beginnings. So you have to construct 3 to 10 offers. What are you talking about? We already said we offering 17,000. Yes, but you're gonna construct different scenarios. You're gonna construct a scenario where 17,000 is the maximum amount of money they're gonna get. But if they want to receive those 17,000, they see it's a give and take. They're getting what they want, but they have to give you something you want so everybody win, right? So if I'm gonna give you the money, I need to have it in my terms. Okay? So now you have to think of the best terms for you. Okay, the best terms for you may be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever that is. You take that maximum offer you have with the best terms you want that fits your budget. No matter what happens, this could fit my budget. I could go get a job at McDonald's and still pay for this. I could go sell blood, plasma, and still pay for this land. You think of the best scenario for you, okay, to pay off this property and give them the max. So you might say, well, give me 15 years. So your first offer is going to be $17,000 at 15 years. Then you do the math and you take 15 years. Hang on one second. Okay, so 15 years is, and if y'all have any questions, y'all can interrupt me. No problem. This phone. Hang on one second, y'all. Y'all know I got a million phones. All right, so 12 times 15 years, that's 180 months, okay? So you take 17,000, you take 17000 and you divide that by 180 months. That give you $94 a month. And this is a real scenario. I do this for real, so these numbers are actually like real numbers. It would be $94 a month, okay, at $94 a month. So that's what your payments will be, $94 a month. Now they looking at it like $94 a month and I gotta wait 15 years. You crazy. Okay, but you explain to them that they're gonna take less of a tax hit. They're gonna take less of a tax hit where they would end up with pretty much all of the 17,000 by stretching it out like that. If they anything less, they're gonna take more of a tax hit. So we're gonna make offers on this property from cash offer. Okay, again, the cash offer could be a little bit less or a lot less than the fair market value. Okay, we're going to make everything from a cash offer all the way up to the maximum that we are willing to pay for the property and the maximum years that we are willing to stretch out. Does everybody follow me? Because I know I just threw like a hard one at you. Everybody caught that? If somebody did not catch that, tell me now. Okay. Now that you have the minimum you would pay cash and the maximum you would pay owner financing, all the rest of your offers are going to be in between that. Okay? All the rest. Hey, Colette, thank goodness you made it. All your offers are going to be in between that. So let's say we're going to offer them $2,500 cash. Okay, and we could get that number based on maybe other properties in the area that sold for that price, or the fact that the property was sitting on the market for months or years. You know, we could just come up with any crazy number, the lowest number possible. You want to use the lowest number possible. You could use 500. It don't matter. Just use the lowest reasonable number possible, or not reasonable, realistic number possible. The lowest realistic number possible for your cash offer, and use the maximum realistic offer. Okay, so we are going to pay anywhere from 2,500 cash to 17,000 owner financing. Does anybody have a question? How did I come up with this? Everybody follow? Khalid is new here, guys. Everybody give Khalid a shout out. All right. So everybody get.
I do have a question.
Go ahead, Colette.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I know I just popped in. What part did I miss that's really pertinent in this conversation?
Oh, you just came in at the right time. Be honest with you, we just getting cranked up. You literally came in. We talking about making an offer, on a property. Remember, we said this was gonna be the first thing that we were gonna talk about when we started class over. The offer contract. Remember how many contracts we need when we buy an owner financing?
Like 5.
5, correct. And the first one is what? An owner finance contract, which is just some scribbly scratch, you writing on a paper, brainstorming in your mind that you're going to go take this raggedy piece of paper and say, hey, what do you think about this? All right, that's all it is, right? And you can also make a formal, beautiful, handwritten or typed in thing, however you want to do it. I've always done, or she scratch on a piece of paper and talk to them or be in front of them. That's how I've always done it, right? It's always worked for me. Okay, I think it actually works better than making some type of formal letter. You know, you seem more personable when you have it like this, like it was just more thought out, rather than something you just changing the numbers and mailing it to them or putting it in front of their face. People like more personable, warm feeling. You know what I'm saying? So what we were saying, Colette, is we're going to make a minimum cash offer on a property. Okay, because cash is king. Cash is king. Okay, of 2,500. The property fair market value is 5,800. And if you get in my mastermind, I'll show you how to figure out fair market values. All right. By going to the tax assessor and stuff like that. Don't go by Zillow or any of that. You got to go to the tax assessor. Zillow will tell you anything. You got to go to the tax assessor, the tax appraiser. Get the real numbers. All right. And I'll show you all that. Y'all get in the mastermind. All right. Those of you not in the mastermind already, it's 754-229-0940. Okay. The maximum owner financing offer, we get that number based on what we think the property is going to be worth by the time we pay it off. So we said 15 years, and we figure before or right at 15 years, this $5,800 property will be worth $17,000 or more. Okay? That's how we got the 17,000. You follow, Colette?
Yes.
Okay. So we got a minimum of 2,500 and a maximum of 17,000. All our other offers are going to be in between. How many offers we're making? Somebody answer. Between what and what? Between 3 and 10 offers. So we got 2 already. We at least need 1 more. 1 more. The 1 more offer we're going to make is going to be somewhere in the middle. So instead of 2,500 or 17,000, what's in the middle? What's in the middle what's in the middle of 2,500 and 15,000? Like 10,000?
7, 8, 9.
Okay, let's go with 9. Let's go with 9,000. We're gonna make an offer of 9,000. Our maximum offer was for 15 years, which is 180 months. Okay, at $94 a month is what that came out to. $94 a month. Our minimum offer was 2,500, but we can close tomorrow. Okay, they'll get 2,500 cash tomorrow. They're going to take a tax hit possibly, but they'll get it tomorrow. Okay, so this $9,000 offer, how many years you think it, or months you think it should take us to pay off 9,000? So we got to go in the middle. We're going to say somewhere around 90 months. Okay, 90 months. All right, which that's going to raise our monthly payment. Okay, let's see what 9,000 divided by 90 months. Oh, that's still not that bad. That's $100 a month. I don't know if they'll go for that because that's still close to $94. But this is just an example for y'all get the idea. So if we do 9,000 for 90 months, we're gonna pay them $100 a month. Okay, $100 a month. All right. So something more realistic would be, let's say 40 months. Let's say 40 months. Okay. Let's be more realistic. 40 months, we're gonna pay them $225 a month. So we can offer them $9,000 for 40 months and pay them $225 a month. Now they're like, dang, $225 a month. Shit, that's my car payment. That means my car be paid off. You know, they basically be paying off my car for me, or paying my food, or paying this or that. Okay, so now they like, okay, this 40 months seem a little better, which is better for them as far as the money. It's better for us as far as we're only paying 9,000, but our payment is now $225 a month. Can we stand $225 a month? Okay, can we stand it? Okay, so now that we got a minimum offer, a maximum offer, and a middle offer, okay, we're gonna go between the minimum offer and the middle offer. Okay, so somebody give me a number between 5,800 and 9,000. Just throw me a number. Huh?
$7,000.
Okay, $7,000.
That's my favorite number. Yes, ma'am.
I won the lottery off of 7 last night. It came 8777, a Fireball 7, and I played 7777 with a Fireball, and I hit the North Carolina lottery last night off that number.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to go to Wilmington and cash it. That's where I was at. Yeah, I was in Wilmington.
You can take the day off. You can take the day off with that money.
Oh yeah, I've been chilling all year. I've been hanging out. Man, I had a dang traffic ticket that I hadn't paid. I finally went and paid it. And they were so happy that I paid it because I've been messing with them down there at the court system. They were so happy to get rid of me. But anyhow, let me tell y'all, man, I got 6 tickets, about 5-6 tickets. I got them to get rid of all of them but one. Then the one that stayed, I got them to reduce that from $400 down to $190 something. I got the paperwork right here. That's how bad they wanted to get rid of me. That's how bad they wanted to get rid of me. Let me cover up my personal information. Y'all see this foolishness they got here? It's called a DC crime fee. They don't even call it like nothing legit. They call it a dang fee. That's all they want. They just want to collect money. And you know, every time I went to court, I basically let them know, you know, I know what they're doing. So I thought I was gonna pay like $250. I went to pay $250. The lady told me $193. I said, even better. They was trying. I said, dang, they really want to get rid of me. They don't want to see me again. But yeah, man, that's a little side note. So I paid that, and I paid a couple other things with the money. And then, of course, I took the rest of the money and I threw it at my land. And I sent you some money, didn't I, Colette? So
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's what I did with the money. So we had 7,000. Obviously, we have to be lower than 40 months. So somebody give me a number lower than 40 months. Any number. 20 months?
30.
Okay, let's do
30.
Okay, so 30 months. So we take our phone calculator or whatever, or some of you may be human calculators. Okay. These daggone phones. What's 7,000 divided by 30? Is that right? Would that be right? Somebody do it on your phone for me, because my phone here tripping a little bit. 7,000 divided by 30. Okay. Okay, 23333. I like that number. $233. $233. All right. So thank you, B. So whatever. I'm not even gonna. So let's say it's $233. That's a little bit more than $225. Okay, that's a little bit more than $225, right? So anyhow, y'all get the idea. I'm not gonna keep doing examples. Y'all get the idea, right? And you create different scenarios, okay? So you don't have to pay every month. You could create a scenario where, okay, can I pay you every 6 months? Can I pay you every 9 months? You know, you get a check coming. You could create a scenario where I'm going to pay you every month. Then at the 30th month, I'm going to give you a lump sum. Okay, at the 20th month, I'm going to give you an extra 1,000 because I know I'm going to get my income tax. Or, you know, you could write it up to where I'm going to pay you every month. Then every February, because I know I get my income tax, I'm going to give you $1,000. You could tell them that and write it in the contract. Okay? You don't have to just set up something where it's every month. You could set up something where you actually throw extra money at them and you can put it in the contract. That will entice them more. Okay? That may entice them more. So if you know you have extra money coming, you know you got some lawsuit money, child support money, income tax money, you know you have all of this coming, throw it at them. You throwing it at your property, at your land, okay? So you can create a situation where you pay them once a year. Hey, I get my income tax once a year. When it comes, it's all yours, or 1,000 of it, 2,000 of it. So now you could tell them, look, they might agree. I've done a couple deals like this where they want to get paid once a year. They don't want every month. They themselves want to get paid once a year, once every 6 months, because they don't want to spend the money. They know they want a lump sum to take care of whatever bill they need to pay every year. Maybe they live in an HOA, and that money is going to pay their HOA once a year, or their taxes on their personal property once a year. Okay? So you can create scenarios where, you know, let me explain this word terms. Okay, terms is where, hold on, let me turn my fan on. You could create this thing called terms. We've all taken out loans, and the bank, whoever, say, these are your terms. We've all been in relationships, and we say, these are the terms. Okay? It's simple. The terms are what you want out of it, what the other person want out of it, and then you agree on what you agree on, and you set it in stone, quote unquote stone, and now you agree to those terms. Like when you have a what's that thing, prenuptial agreement, right? When you set out the terms in the prenuptial agreement, when you set out the terms in the child support agreement, when you set out the terms in a visitation agreement. So when you're talking about terms, terms mean anything goes as long as both parties or all parties agree. Does anybody have a question about that? Everybody get what I'm saying? Anything goes as long as the other party agree. It could be you tell them, look, I'm gonna give you $2 in March, $5 in November, but in August I'm gonna give you $8,000. Okay. I mean, I'm just making up some weird things, but just to let you guys know, terms is anything goes as long as the other person agrees with you. As long as you agree, you put it on paper, whatever, email, whatever is legal, it's done. Everybody get that? Anybody have a question about that? The word terms? Anything goes as long as you agree to the terms. That's like when you go to court, and like divorce court or something, or child support court, and a judge be like, somebody be complaining, and the judge be like, well, didn't you agree to these terms? And they're like, yeah, but they're ridiculous. And the judge is like, well, you the one that agreed to them ridiculous terms. But the judge have to enforce it because you agreed. The person agreed, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. It's going to take the judge seeing that maybe this person was under duress, or they didn't know what they were doing, for them to backtrack what they already agreed on. You know, like you have to prove that your mind wasn't right, you know, or things change, circumstances change, situation, something happened to where, you know, I know what I agreed to, but, you know, this was some different things that happened here, you know, different circumstances that happened here. Okay? Everybody get that? Everybody get that?
Yes.
You know, so that's it, guys. It's that simple. Is that simple. Is that simple. Okay? That is called a offer contract. You just writing up some stuff. See, just write up some stuff, You could be on the phone with the person or the people, the seller or sellers, or you could be in front of them or video chatting, whatever, however you communicate, emailing. Okay, you can write it up formally or ushy scratch like I did. As long as verbally, email, whatever, they agree, you agree. The next step, which what we'll talk about in next class after this, is called a offer contract, where you're going to take this and put it on a professional offer contract paper where everything that's said here is written out and agreed to. Okay? And it's going to say seller agrees to sell, buyer agrees to buy, and here are the terms. Okay? Once that is done, okay, the next contract is going to be a promissory note contract. And it's going to further detail everything. Okay? And then that'll be the next class. And then we're going to talk about trust. And then we're going to talk about deeds. There's like 200-300 deeds we can have. We have to watch out for what type of deed we're getting. Are we getting a quick claim deed, warranty deed, special warranty deed, sheriff deed? There are all kinds of deeds. Okay? So, and then, yeah. Questions. Anybody have any questions?
So you said that we're going to go through the 5 things that you need to make an offer for a contract, and this being the first one, this offer contract.
Yeah.
And then each class we're going to do each thing that's needed.
No, it's not 5 offers. It's the first thing.
No, not.
Yeah, the first contract. How many contracts we need to buy owner financing?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The 5. You said
5.
You needed 5.
This is the
things.
First one. You have to make an offer.
Okay.
You have to make an offer. Anything you buy, especially real estate, your realtor is going to say, what's your offer? We have to put in a offer. We have to put in an offer. Okay? So this is what we're doing. We're putting in an offer. So we're learning how to put in an offer. We're learning how to structure an offer. Matter of fact, I said that wrong. Next class, we're also going to talk about offers. We're going to go more into it. We're going to do role playing. So we're going to do offers next 2-3 class. That's not the only class on offer. Next 2-3 classes, we're going to do offers. Okay? Because I forgot we got to do our role playing. All right? Those y'all been through this rodeo already. Y'all know how we role play. Somebody's going to be the buyer. Somebody going to be the seller. Somebody going to be the attorney. Somebody going to be the person that inherited the property. Whatever. We're going to role play. All right? Any more questions?
Yeah, I have a general question.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Already, when we're submitting the contracts and all that good stuff, are we getting it notarized? And
you can. Yeah, all contracts you do want to get notarized automatically. Your deed is notarized. Your promissory note is notarized. Your trust is notarized.
I was stating that because I was looking into some things, and I was really getting very frustrated with the notarized concept. Mm-hmm. I was really looking at the medallion signature, basically, because it's a security, and I'm trying to transfer securities.
It's a security. It is. But yeah.
Already. Well, whatever. Already. That's just a general question.
Mm-hmm. You're actually
medallion signature, guys. Medallion signature. Don't notarize. Medallion signature. It transforms security.
Well, in general, we just notarize because that's what, that's how it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but see, I was just thinking on the level of, and you know how these people play, and
yeah, you
just in case they wanna
yeah.
try some extra stuff, I got it. So
Yeah,
really under y'all laws and codes and
right. You thinking on another level, which I don't want to get into that right now, because it'll confuse everybody. But in general, we just gonna notarize. So yeah, so everything automatically get notarized. You're doing it through attorney, but with this offer contract, this ushy scratch you write on paper, or if you make a formal letter, yes, you can sign this ushy scratch in front of a notary, you and the seller, and that's a contract. They agree to it in front of a notary. Now, what typically happens is that the offers are not notarized. What happens is you go to the attorney, and the attorney is going to contact you, the seller, contact the buyer, and the attorney is going to send the seller contracts and you, the buyer, contracts, or if you happen to be the seller, okay, either way, and the attorney's going to basically handle all of that, okay? So typically, the attorney's going to ask the seller, hey, Mr. Blue, Mr. Dragon said you agreed to this, this, and that. Is that true? Or through email. A lot of it's done through email right now, so you really don't need notary, because once they answer the email and say, yes, I agree to that, that's proof. That's better than a notary. You know what I'm saying? That they agree to it, and obviously you agree to it as the buyer. But sometimes sellers switch up and say, no, I didn't agree to that, but I want to do this. And now the attorney's going to ask you, hey, did you agree to this? And then you might say, no, they switching up on me. Now you got to go back to the drawing board. But we're not going to get into that right now. We're just going to say everything is perfect. The seller agreed to everything. The buyer agreed to everything. And you're just going to move forward with the purchase contract, okay? But we're going to go over purchase contract in about 2-3 more classes, okay? So everything from the purchase contract forward is typically notarized, okay? Definitely your trust is notarized 100%. There's a section on there. Your deed is notarized, okay? 100,000%. Your promissory note is notarized 100,000%, okay? Sometimes your purchase contract is notarized, sometimes it's not. But overall, your trust, your deed, and your hang on one second, y'all. Your trust, your deed, and your promissory note is notarized. Yeah. And again, if you want to notarize this, you can. You absolutely can. Anything can be notarized. Anything. You got a girlfriend, boyfriend, y'all sit on a bed and y'all pillow talk and y'all, hey, this is how I want my relationship to go. You can get it notarized. Did y'all know that? Text messages, email between.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, you can get it, and you could go to the judge. Yeah, judge, this is my boyfriend, but he agreed to this, and we had a baby, and he agreed to pay, or she wanted a baby, and I told her she was on her own because I'm in school, so I ain't gonna pay her nothing. Did y'all know that y'all could do a contract like that? Absolutely, and give it to the judge, and the judge be like, hey, you agreed to this. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm using an exaggerated example. As far as with babies, it's always the best interest of the baby, of the offspring. Okay, it's always in the best interest of the offspring. All right, so that might not hold up in court, but I'm just using like an extreme example. But if you do, it's kind of like if you have a loan, like say, Colette, I want to borrow $100 from you, and we make a little paper, ushy scratch, and you sign it, I sign it, and it's notarized or email or text message, and we go to court, and I say I don't owe her nothing, and then Colette say, oh, you remember this paper? And the judge is like, let me see that. And the judge is like, yeah, and it's notarized. You owe her $100. Okay, so that will stand up in court. Y'all see that all the time on these court shows, right?
Yes, definitely.
That will stand up in court. Now when it comes to these babies, it's always the best interest of the baby. But yeah, you could get it notarized. Or if it's not notarized, email, text message, all that stuff stand up in court. You could go ahead and write this up, email it. Hey, I'm gonna email you what we agreed to. Once they agree in the email, that's a contract. Or you could text message. Hey, I'm gonna text message this to you. Once they say yes, I agree. I do that all the time with text messages. I do that all the time. You could video. My personal favorite is video. I will video me and the person agreeing to what we agree. You can't lie with that video. You cannot lie with this on video. Webcam. That's my favorite. I got a lot of video contracts in my phone. Video contracts in my phone. That's my favorite is video. Yeah. Any more questions, comments? Everybody.
Is this the same process with a property at home as well?
Yes, but remember what we said? Remember what we said when you purchasing a home through a bank? You got to get verification of rent, application fee, right, verification of income. When I say verification of rent, that you've been paying your rent on time. You got to get verification of income, W-2 statements, inspections. You got to have like all this stuff when you're going through a bank and regular financing.
But this process right here that you just finished describing for land, that's the same thing for buying. We can buy a house with the same process.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Now, the only difference with a house is that if it's a decent house, you know what I'm saying, is that now you have to include stuff about the house, like who's going to fix the air conditioner if it go out? Will the seller fix it or the buyer sell it? Typically, fix it. Typically, it's going to be the buyer that fix everything. Now, when it comes to the roof, certain things like the roof, the foundation, typically the seller's insurance, homeowner's insurance, take care of that. So it get a little bit more technical when there's an actual house involved and the house is going to be inhabited. It gets a little bit more technical because now you have to have house insurance. With land, it's just land. You don't necessarily need insurance. But with a house and it's going to be inhabited, now insurance comes into play, and whose insurance is going to cover damages and who's going to fix the toilets, and you know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit more technical, but yes, pretty much the exact same process. That answer your question, Colette?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions? All right, y'all. So that's it. Y'all know I've been really, really productive, busy. So y'all bear with me. We don't even have class Friday night, but we hadn't had class in like a good little minute, about 10 years or so. So this is a special class. Regularly, class is Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. That's regularly. Okay, so now next class should be Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Okay, if things change, I'll let y'all know. But prepare for Sunday night around 8:30 p.m. All right?
Okay.
All right. Okay, love y'all, and I'll see you, God willing, Sunday night around 8:30 p.m.
Thank you, Dragon.
All right.
Gratitude. Good night, everyone. All right.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Peaceful rest. Good night. So y'all on YouTube, y'all see how I get down. We do this for real. Get in my mastermind. I'm telling you, get in my. You don't know what you don't know. 754-229-0940. It's very affordable. It's not even based on anything but you, what you can afford. I have packages from $11 to $2,000. It all, whatever you can afford. You have no excuse. If you can't do $11, still talk to me. Still talk to me. There's something in here for everybody. 754-229-0940. All right? I love y'all. Every minute of every yay, millions of dollars come to us now, instantly, effortlessly, naturally, now. Every minute of every yay, millions of dollars come to us now, instantly, effortlessly, naturally, now. Every minute of every yay, millions of dollars come to us now, instantly, effortlessly, naturally, now. All right? Love y'all. Peace. Up.